All right, let's talk about something that looks small on the surface, but actually says a lot about where we are as a society. There's a store in the UK called M&S, and they have a men's changing room. And instead of having a women's changing room, they have a room called Try On. Now, that might sound trivial until you stop and ask the obvious question. Why do men get a sex-based space but women don't? Why is the word men allowed on the door but the word women isn't? Because what this reveals is something much bigger. Women are being quietly erased from our spaces that were created specifically for our privacy and safety. Single-sex spaces for women didn't appear out of thin air. They exist because women have historically needed protected areas to undress, change clothes, and have bodily privacy away from men. That's not prejudice, that's reality. And yet we're watching a bizarre double standard unfold. Men's spaces remain clearly defined, but women's spaces are being relabeled, blurred, and neutralized. And not because women asked for it, but because men asked for it. Because institutions are afraid to simply say the word woman. So instead of admitting they're removing women's boundaries, they play word games. They rename the women's room Try On. They pretend the space is neutral. They pretend it's inclusive. They pretend the issue has just disappeared. But renaming something does not erase the reality. If a store provides a men's changing room, fairness requires providing a woman's changing room. Removing the label woman while leaving men intact isn't inclusion. It's discrimination. It's against the law. Because equality does not mean women lose protections that men keep. Equality means both sexes are recognized, both sexes are respected, and both sexes have privacy where privacy matters. If companies are comfortable saying men, they should be equally comfortable saying women. Anything less sends a very clear message that men are allowed to exist as a sex, and women apparently are not. That's erasure. And this is against the law. M&S, you're breaking the law.